This question is for Coach Trenton Garrett, Central Alabama Sandals. Coach, what are your expectations for the team this season?
Okay. This season is going to be a big difference from our past year. We lost several good players this last year. With Damon Winfrey graduating, Chris Williams graduated, and Tri Allen Washington also were 3 seniors we had. They were wonderful players, good leaders, had a great team together with them. This year we had 4 wins, 4 losses last year. This year we got Braden Weeks and then Chris Weaver to step up. I think both of them are going to be able to take over. They've been watching the other guys and how they led, like Damian and Chris especially. So I think they'll be able to take over this year. I've got 6 seniors this year and 7 juniors. So we should have a pretty good season this year, is my expectation. And we're playing all deaf schools. This is the first time this ever happened in a season for us. We usually have a few public hearing schools we play against, but this year we are playing against all deaf schools. I think the hearing schools are probably scared of us. I've been asking them, nobody wanted to play us, so so that we ended up playing all deaf schools this season. And we're only playing 8-man instead of 11-man this year. We're not doing any 11-man. And I think that's going to help us out, especially having a smaller school. We only got like 75 high school students and 20 to 25 players coming to camp. We'll start that August 4th. And so hopefully all 20 of those 20 or 25 show up. But I think we'll have a good season as we go along. And our first game, as he said, is going to be against the Tennessee School for the Deaf on August 24th.
Are there any particular games that you're focused on this year?
That we have 2 that are not in the Mason-Dixon conference that we're in. We always play the Tennessees and Mississippi and Florida. Normally we're playing against them, but this year we have 2 pretty big schools. We're playing against California Deaf School at Fremont. They're going to fly here and play against us this year. And then we are going to Austin, Texas School for the Deaf. Both of those are bigger schools. Like Texas, they play 6-man though. So we're going to have to play 6-man against them. And then over there in Austin, they got about 500 students though at their school, and we've only got 20 players and 25 players, and I just feel honored that Alabama's one of the best schools in the nation, I think, and especially with Dennis Gillum, our new president of AIDB. We always called ourselves home as the champions, and we are.
This question is to the players. How fun is it to travel from state to state and play a game that you love?
Very fun. Since 7th grade, we've been doing a lot of traveling, and we've been really flexible. I mean, we've been from many places, like I said, to California, Texas, Mississippi. We've just been traveling all over, and it's a good new experience, and I think the players need this type of experience, especially considering college and all of that. We'll be moving a lot.
Yeah, and they just give us the events to move around, figure out stuff like meet new people, and just travel and have a great time playing.
What are your expectations for your defense this year?
We're going to do 3. We're going to have a 3-3 defense this year. Normally, we usually have a pretty good defensive team, so I'm not worried. I know we'll have another good defensive team this year. We've got LaKendrick Agee is going to be back. Safety, he's one of our best players. He's a junior. Peter Joseph Brownlee, he's a junior as well. He's a defensive end, and he's big, tall. He's about 6'2", about 190 pounds. So having those, with that weight, I think will be good. We got Chris here, Weaver, linebacker, and then Braden is our nose guard. So I think, we got good cornerbacks this year. and we're getting all 6 back from. We only lost 2 out of the players we had last year on defense. Will be good.
All right, Coach, what is your long-term vision for the program, and how do you measure success?
We're always proud to play against the other deaf schools, especially the ones in the Mason-Dixon Conference where we win the championship. Usually, the championship falls between us and Florida, and Tennessee, and sometimes, and Mississippi's in there as well. It's kind of like considered like the SEC for deaf schools. You know, we're always proud to, you know, whichever one of us wins it. So I think Alabama, of course, is the best always. So we keep our expectations there, and to keep that tradition of being the home of champions alive.
Yes, this is Bruce Carr from B101 FM in Silicago. This is for Coach Kulick. Coach, where do you draw from as far as your players are concerned?
Well, having a small number, you know, like I said, 20 and 25, you know, one thing I get concerned about is when we're playing here in schools, you know, because normally public schools, you know, they play Friday nights, and we end up playing on Saturday afternoon and stuff. So, you know, we'd love to play Friday nights and, you know, kind of feel normal as far as high school playing, and college on Saturday, you know, and then you have Sunday, the NFL, so you'd have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we end up playing on Saturday. But having a smaller number, you know, again, our ASD's got about 75 high school students total, so just pulling from that. And smaller school, one of the smaller schools in the state of Alabama that has a football team. And we got 25 or 30 players out of 75 students. That's a pretty good number, you know, compared to other deaf schools out there. Texas having 500, and they only have 20 players, though, in that school. So percentage-wise, proportionally, we're doing very well. And all the deaf schools, you know, in America right now, none of them play in 11-man anymore. You know, they're all going down to 8-man across the nation because of the declining numbers. And in the Midwest area, like Iowa, Missouri, and Minnesota, Arkansas, places like that, you know, they're playing 6-man. So, you know, I do get worried. I'm not worried. You know, I don't expect us to go 6-man. I think 8-man will be as far as we go, so I'm okay there.
Do most of the players come from around this area?
The kids come from all over all different towns across the state. We got players from Montgomery. We got some from Mobile, some from Huntsville, Birmingham. They're from all over. When the football camp starts next week, we'll have all come in. They'll stay in the dorms on campus, and they'll continue in the dorms there at the school.
So I would assume is it very difficult or not very difficult to have off-season workouts?
Oh yeah, I get so jealous. You know, like I saw Winterboro walk out, and they're so big. I'm like, man, we're big, okay, but we don't get to work out during the summertime together. You know, all our kids, like I said, their hometowns are scattered throughout the state, so we can't do that. I wish, you know, we could do some off-season workouts during the summer, but our boys, though, they do a great job. Like last spring, they worked out while they were here. In the fall, they do a good job working out. It's kind of like we start all over. When camp starts, it'll be kind of like starting all over again, getting into the routine of it. So the first couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we struggle, but after that, they play a lot better. I wish, you know, I had my team would be ready before the season starts. But it's always 2 or 3 weeks into the season before we get going.
One more question. You're going to play 8-man football, and I have to admit, I have never, and I'm 62 years old, I've never seen an 8-man football game. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Come on, see it. Come on, watch us.
Tell us a little bit about how 8-man football works and so forth.
Okay. Oh, the tackles are out on the offensive line. Tackles are out. Got about 5 on the line. We require at least 3 on the line, meaning that you have the center and the guards. Then you got receivers out on the side. Then you got a back, quarterback, running back. So for 8-man, I mean, if you can find somebody that can run, like maybe a 4.3 or 4.2, I mean, it's over. It's heaven. We're going to have a great year. So, they'll be gone the whole time. Defense, we've got to figure out, how they're going to stop. You've got somebody that fast. It's always nice. And we have a lot of smaller sized that people we can rotate in. That's always nice. So 8-man's fun. 11-man, you're depending on size, heavier weight, and hitting each other hard all the time. But this year, we got 3 pretty big size boys on line this year. Braden here, he's going to lead our offensive line. We also have Noah Merritt, who's another pretty good sized guy. And then we have another boy, Andarius Fitton. He's a big boy, and they're all 3 seniors. So like I said, we should have a good season with them on the line, and it could be either quick run or it could be heavy running. But it should be a good year. You just come on and watch us, and you'll get the idea. And also, I'll warn you, it's a high scoring game as well. It can be. You could have 60, 80 points in a game, compared to 11-man. Of course, that's not going to happen. Maybe 40 or 50, but 8-man, 80, 90, you can get on up there.
This question is for Coach. What strategies do you use to motivate your players?
We always, we set up speed, when we're working out. If we got good speed in the program, that keeps them going, I think. Chris Moon, he's our track coach at the school, and Cedric Tyson, our assistant coach on track. They have a great track program, and so they kind of keep them, running, keep that going. And that just passes on to me, and I have no problem motivating them. I got speed, and that's good for our 8-man, like I said, for 8-man team.
This question is for players. What is your favorite part of the game of football?
My favorite part of the game is just to have fun and hit people and just score and have fun with my teammates and stuff.
It would be like the people we met along the way, the friends that motivate us to keep us playing hard and keep us going. And like I said, when we play all the deaf schools, you go around and you meet a lot of new people. And when you see that those people have things over you, it makes you want to improve and push yourself harder. And I think that's the most motivating factor for me in the game.
Trenton Garrett, St. Alabama Sandouts. This question is for the players. Players, how do you feel about the upcoming season, and what are your personal goals?
I'm feeling good so far. Been trying to keep active, and I'm trying to get the team together, and hopefully we'll do pretty great this season. And I look forward to doing everything we can.
I feel like we're going to have victory during all our games, and my goal is to just be champions, still be the champions.
And I want to go back to question 4. It's a little bit different. Our culture, having a deaf team, and then we go, like he was mentioning, going to the deaf schools, and kind of motivating each other. Trying to think, are they better? Are we better? And they have that communication there too. So they're able to do that trash talking that goes on because they can understand each other. So you kind of, that's a motivator, I think, in a game. And they're always hard games, playing against our deaf schools. Trying to, they're not better than us, we're better than them kind of thing. When we're playing hearing teams, you don't have that. They're talking, but we're not understanding what they're saying. So, we always, we hit hard, but they play harder. So, not having that communication, that trash talk, is not the same as when we played the deaf schools.
Coach, we mentioned that that you go out of state and play different teams. How do you all travel going out of state?
AIDB's got a great transportation part, they'll also, we get charter buses. They allow us to use those to go travel on charter buses if it's farther. And they've been great to us. They've covered the cost of everything, so always been good to us. We've got 2 of those long trips, one in Connecticut and one in August and one in September. We'll have 2 farther trips. No, September and October, sorry, excuse me. So we'll have some longer trips then. And then next year, those long trips, we'll be flying out to California. We flew there last year. It was a wonderful experience, wonderful opportunity for our team to go visit and fly. So California will be flying to us this year. So I think that'd be great. And Fremont, California, just to mention, their head coach, Herminio Gonzalez, used to be my assistant coach, and he was also head coach here at one time at ASD for a few years, and then went to California. Now he's coming back to play us. So. We got 3, and they're good. Really great asset for our football program on. We got Chris, of course, Chris Weaver, Quintavious Tenny Hill, and then Ricky Weaver. They'll be on this team. They were on it last year, and they're ready to, I think, step up this year. Well, Chris Williams, that was here last year, and also Damian Winfrey, they worked together. He's able to speak and sign, and Damian was real motivated to learn sign. So they always, were signing and speaking at the same time. And so they both communicated through spoken language and sign language. And I've got assistant coaches. I got one that's great, Marlon White. He can also speak. So they're able to hear and understand. And now, with Chris gone, Braden's kind of taken over a little bit and able to talk and sign. So it's nice to have, several players who are able to sign and talk, both do spoken language. And the brotherhood they have is very strong together, so they're very close with each other. And, just like last year, wrestling, we kind of surprised them. We showed up at ASB supporting their boys on the wrestling team, and it was thrilled to see us come. They were thrilled to see us come over there. So it's a wonderful kind of brotherhood between ASB and ASD. The prom and ASB and ASD last year, prom also held it together. So it was the best time. So I don't foresee any problem. They'll keep that continuity going between the two.